Hare Krishna. Pranam, Sri Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, my pranams to you.
Yes, very, very good. Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you for the katha. So, yeah, actually, before entering into, I think this was a part of today's katha too. We have heard about Mumukshu and Jivan Mukta, and then the last one, whatever that word is, the Vastasiti. So these three categories, stages of Brahman realization that we have heard yesterday. I think Vrindavaneshwari Mataji was asking this question yesterday. If Mataji is still there, then it's in Amrita Bindu, the answer is there. So, in the next year question today, Prabhu. Yeah. Yeah. In Ashtanga Yoga, you know, for Brahman realization, Paramatma realization, Bhagwan realization, for somebody to get beyond this mind, intelligence and ahankara, these yogas are there. So in Ashtanga Yoga, after the initial stages of Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, those are the initial stages, initial thing. After those four things are met, and then Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi is performed. So what it means is, an Ashtanga Yogi, this is, when we hear about the Kundalini Yoga. Kundalini Yoga. That has become a buzzword. Anybody, everybody, they just want to know it and do it. But again, we should know what actually the science behind it. Before we jump into anything sentimentally or impulsively, we should know what this is about. What is the science behind this Kundalini Yoga? What is the science behind this Ashtanga Yoga? What is the science behind this Bhakti Yoga? The knowledge, again, that is Yoga, Paramatma Darshan. That's Ashtanga Yoga. After the Paramatma Darshan happens, if one would want to merge into the effulgence of Paramatma or serve the Paramatma, that is the final thing. But before that, at least Paramatma Darshan to hona hai. So that's Ashtanga Yoga's prayojana, so to say. That's the goal. That one should know. Anybody who wants to practice Ashtanga Yoga, they have to know, oh, so this is the prayojana. This is what I'm looking for. So all these Kundalini people, they are not looking for Paramatma Darshana. They are looking to feel high. They hear that when the energy rises from the lower chakra to higher chakra, you feel euphoric, you feel this. So they are looking for that high feeling, to just feel high. That's what generally the Kundalini buzz is about in this day and age. But actually, the science is that for the Ashtanga yogis, when they are doing their sadhana, Kundalini is the life energy that is situated in different chakras in our body, Shat chakras. Mooladhara chakra, Swadhisthana chakra, Manipuri chakra, Annahata chakra, and Vishuddha chakra, and Sahasra chakra, Vishuddha chakra, and Ajna chakra, Sahasra chakra. So these are the different chakras in the body. So when a Ashtanga yogi does his sadhana, after following the yama, niyama, the do's and don'ts. And after molding the body with the asanas, so they can sit without moving for days together. After following the practicing pranayama, so they can breathe every now and then. So those are the preliminary practices for Ashtanga Yoga, because it's meant for Satya Yoga. That's like Dhruva did that, right? Like that. The reason we are hearing is, this is, if we hear about Kundalini or Ashtanga Yoga, these are the preliminary practices. Even before one sits for yoga and start to meditate, within, these are the preliminary things to be done. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama. Yama, niyama is our do's and don'ts. Like, those things that put the soul in sattva guna and keep away from the tamoguna, rajoguna. So they are very strict do's and don'ts for pranayama, for Ashtanga Yoga too. So these are preliminary qualifications. When people do not know about even this preliminary qualification, they live their life with total sense gratification and they go for Kundalini. What Kundalini will raise in them? All that would rise is just the modes, cloud of modes, that's all. Because they haven't gone through yama, niyama. First step only they haven't gone through. After that asana, pranayama, how much pranayama can one do to hold the breath so they can just breathe every now and then, every few days. So this is required for Paramatma realization. Requirement for Paramatma realization. If somebody is talking about Ashtanga Yoga in this day and age, they're not talking about Paramatma realization, because they cannot just breathe every now and then. So in the process, what happens is, after these four things are requisites are done, then one would naturally want to go away to a secluded place. When somebody is serious about this, they go to the forest and they start this pratyahara, dharana, dhyana. In other words, they just sit and now they focus the mind, the consciousness is now, the mind is focused in the lower chakra, Muladhara chakra. And then the consciousness is slowly raised from there mechanically, from Muladhara to Swadhisthana to the Manipura chakra, like that. So that is raising the chakras. And how is this to do? Is there any relevance to Bhakti Yoga? Does this happen in Bhakti Yoga? In Bhakti Yoga, yes, the consciousness rises from the Muladhara chakra to Swadhisthana chakra, past Swadhisthana chakra. Because Bhakti is the Shakti of Bhagavan. When the bhajana kriya and anartha nivritti is happening, that's when the life energy, the chakras are raising from Muladhara chakra to Swadhisthana chakra. And then Manipura chakra. There will be a lot of agitation that happens in the chitta during this time, because the energy is moving in the lower chakras. The lower modes, passion, ignorance, they're really kicking. And for a Kundalini practitioner, they go crazy. They go mad. They go psychic. They become psychotic, schizophrenic, because they are trying to rise that powerful chitta from the lower chakras to upper chakras without having a qualification. First of all, where is the yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara? Have you done that? And without doing that, you come to rise the chakra here. What happens? Mind goes crazy, psychotic, schizophrenia. That's what happens. But for somebody who has qualified himself, like in different yogas, if they are purified enough, and they start rising the chakras mechanically from the lower lower chakras to higher chakras, then consciousness is constricted. There's a lot of tamoguna, rajoguna, lot of offense and defense and offense and defense. Like the other day we are hearing, right? Eating, mating, sleeping, defending. That is predominant in lower chakras. But when they're rising to the upper chakras after enough purification and qualification, then as the chakras rise, then their consciousness expands. It becomes mukulita cetana to vikasita cetana. Consciousness expands. Expanding consciousness means lower consciousness to higher consciousness. From tamoguna, rajoguna to sattvaguna. That is expanding consciousness. By the time one comes to Manipura chakra, the consciousness is expanded enough to sattva. By the time the yogi should have all the qualities of sattva. All the qualities of sattva. By the time it comes to Manipura chakra. Then when it comes to Anahata chakra, that's where Paramatma is. The heart chakra. Yeah. And then the consciousness is expanding further from Vikasita to Purna Vikasita Chetana. So from Anahata to Vishuddha to Ajna and Sahasra, the consciousness expands further, and finally the yogi will be able to. During this process, when the consciousness is expanding, there can be siddhis, superhuman powers. They will have that capacity because by this time there is total control over the mind, and the subtle body can has a lot of power. So with the subtle body, there can be ashta siddhis that can be attained. That happens. But a true yogi who wants Paramatma realization, they put that yogic powers aside. They don't go that way, but just go towards Paramatma realization. This is Ashtanga Yoga. Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is, as we heard, starts from Shraddha. This is the process of Bhakti to Bhagavan. Initial Shraddha, favorable. And then Shraddha to take Guru Padashraya. After the Guru Padashraya, Bhajana Kriya. Hearing about Krishna. Hearing about Bhagavan. Actually, Guru Padashraya. Krishna. After Guru Padashraya, what happens is Tatvidi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya Upadekshanti Te Jnanam Jnanina Tattva-darshana. After the Guru Padashraya to a Tattva with Guru, this Tattva Bodhana happens. Then the Bhajana Kriya happens in light of that Tattva. First one should know what this Bhakti means. What is the reality? Who is Bhagavan? Who am I? How are these Bhagavan Shakti, the modes? How are these modes acting on me? Like that. One should know. Right? Before driving the car, okay, I should sit here. How does this operate? All that one should know. That's Tattva Jnana. So Tattva with Guru gives Upadikshantite. Upadikshantite brings you closer, to the reality. That's how the Bhajana Kriya starts, in light of Tattva Jnana. Then the Anarthas would go away, and then anything that is between us and Bhagavan, all those, they go away. They beautifully go away when the bhajan is done, bhakti is done in light of Tattva. And bhakti soon gets steady. Kalena naati dirgena, soon it gets steady when the bhakti is practiced in Tattva. And then there will be great ruchi for this bhajan kriya. And then further asakti bhava like that. So this is Bhakti Yoga. What is happening to the consciousness here? Is the Kundalini rising here? Of course it is. It rises effortlessly. It rises naturally. It rises without any risk or complications. And it rises swiftly. And this is the only way in Kali Yuga for the rise in the Kundalini. In Bhakti Yoga, Kundalini does rise. Otherwise, how is the Chitta expanding? How is one coming to the Nishta and Ruchi without Vikasita Chetana? So, Anartha Nivritti is about that, the chakra rising from the lower modes to the Manipuri chakra. That is the testing phase. This is where the devotees get stuck. Either they continue bhakti or they... This is where the devotee decides. After taking Guru Padashraya and doing the bhajan kriya, when these unwanted things are coming out, unpleasant things, the sadhaka starts feeling unpleasant. And it takes many forms, many shapes, many names. That unpleasantness will come out. Whatever unpleasantness is there within, it will come out. And it will show as something unpleasant happening outside, and I don't want it. So I will not be with this person. I will not practice this bhakti. Please just leave me alone. I will just do my bhakti. That's the conclusion they come to when the unpleasantness is coming from within. That is the stage of Anartha Nivritti. That's when the Anarthas within are coming out. That is when the Kundalini is rising from the lower chakras. That we have to understand. And that is why it is said, Anartha Nivritti, the bhakti should be practiced in a supervised setting. It's not just supervised. We have to understand bhakti is a Shakti of Bhagavan. Bhakti should be practiced in light of Tattva. So when bhakti is practiced like that, you know, when one wants to practice bhakti without Tattva, I will do what I want to do. I will do how I want to do. I will do when I want to do. A little bit here and there. Just a little Krishna. That's all. I just need a little Krishna, a little bit of bhakti, and I will go on with what I want to do. When one is holding on to the mind so tightly, they, the hard-headed, tough nuts, many labels, many excuses come, many labels come, but ultimately I want to stick on what I'm thinking. I want to stick on what I want to do. That is all. That's it. So in that case, it will just be a lukewarm bhakti. I will do bhakti as per my convenience when I'm not hurt. If I'm not hurt, when I feel like doing only this, not that. Conditional. Lukewarm bhakti. That can go on, but we should know that is only lukewarm bhakti. Naam ke vaste hai. We should not expect, oh, I am practicing bhakti. I am chanting for past 10 years, 20 years, and I'm doing service for past 10 years, 20 years. I'm hearing that, wow, whatever I want, but I'm hearing about Krishna only, but I'm hearing about Krishna for past 10 years, 20 years. Yeah, nothing is happening to me. Why will things happen? Where is the tattva? Are you practicing bhakti in tattva? Did we know what bhakti means? Do we know what Bhagavan means? So, that lukewarm bhakti will not take any, it will just, will be a piety. One will not be able to leave that lukewarm bhakti, because if they leave that, even that bhakti, even if it is lukewarm, it is very frying situation outside. This material world will toast, fry and toast the souls. So that's why, just to not have too much pain, okay, hold on to Krishna a little bit, here and there. That's fine, but we should know, that's all I'm doing, holding a little bit. I shouldn't have high expectation. I should not think like, oh, Krishna will sit in my heart and I will naturally have love for Krishna. That will not happen. That we should know. If that has to happen, Tivrena Bhakti Yogana has to happen. Only when there is Tivrena Bhakti Yogana, Tattva is understood. Tattva doesn't come with one sitting. Okay, I will hear I will log in now. For 45 minutes I will hear, and Tattva will come sit in me. No, that ain't gonna happen. Tattva is Tattva Murti. That's Bhagavad Shakti, like Bhakti Devi. Only when there is earnestness, unstoppable earnestness, day and night, aharnisha, then the tattva descends. Then we understand, okay, so this is bhakti, this is my very pitiful situation, this is beyond me, so I have to take shelter, this is Sandhini Shakti, all those things we will understand then. Until then, bhakti is at risk. And bhakti can stop any time because we're just simply pushing bhakti with our pushing bhakti, with no understanding. This reality we should hear. At least we should know what disease we have. Otherwise, we will just think, oh, I'm okay and I will live longer. So with lukewarm bhakti, it's just piety. That bhakti at risk can get diluted, can stop any time. But when a soul is sincere and says, no, Bhagavan, yes, I want you, Bhagavan, I want to be with you. When that sincerity is there, then the eagerness will come, earnestness will come. Then the sadhaka will find the ways and means. They will not settle down with the excuses and ifs and buts. They will find the ways and means to make this thing work out. That's Tivrena Bhakti Yogena. When that happens, then the bhakti can be practiced. Bhakti is practiced in tattva. Then the anartha nivritti happens. Otherwise, anartha nivritti will not happen without practicing bhakti in tattva. Why is it said in Madhurya Kadamini that anartha nivritti may take lives? Not just years, it can take lives. Why? With lukewarm bhakti, it's not going to come out anarthas. So the anartha nivritti happens only when bhakti is practiced in light of tattva. Then very quickly anarthas will go away and one will come to nishtha, steadiness in bhakti. This is when the consciousness in the lower chakras from Mooladhara, from Swadhisthana comes till Manipura chakra in bhakti. And after that, of course, it goes to Anahata and the other chakras, the upper chakras. And at the stage of, in the stage of Agna chakra, there is Bhava Samadhi, Bhava Apannadasa. And from Bhava, when the mortal frame is quit, when there is Prema and Vastu Siddhi, then the soul is going beyond the Sahasra Chakra. Sahasra Chakra is the Brahman realization, the Brahma Jyoti, like that. But in Bhakti, Vastu Siddhi is beyond the Sahasra Chakra to Bhagavan in Bhauma Vrindavana. So that is the course of Bhakti Yoga. That's the journey and destination of Bhakti Yoga. And that's what happens internally in a Bhakti Yogi with the chakras. They don't even have to know or focus about these chakras. Bhakti is not about the chakras. Rising in Kundalini and consciousness expanding is a byproduct of Bhakti. Byproduct of Bhakti. That powerful the Bhakti is. That Ashtanga Yoga and rising the Kundalini is just simply a byproduct. Siddhis are just byproduct of Bhakti. Brahman realization is simply a pass-through stage in Bhakti. When the Bhakta is going for Vastu Siddhi, everything is simply just byproducts because Bhakti is the Shakti of Bhagavan. Yeah, Prabhu. So that's the answer to your question and the whole thing about. So we have heard about the Ashtanga Yoga and Bhakti Yoga, the comparison and how the consciousness expands in both the process, but in Kali Yuga, The only way of expanding the consciousness of Kundalini is the Bhakti Yoga, not the Ashtanga Yoga, because we don't have that kind of bodies, bare reality. We don't have 100,000 years durable bodies to have Paramatma realization. So, Bhakti Yoga is the way to raise the Kundalini, to raise the consciousness and go past Sahasra Chakra. So, in this way, in Bhakti Yoga also, the consciousness expands. Vishuddha Chetana, Vikasita Chetana, until it reaches the lotus feet of Bhagavan. That's all, Prabhu. I thought actually I was going to say something from today's. I even forgot what that was, but this is fine. I think we heard this. This is good. That's all, Prabhu. And to you all, dear devotees. If nothing, you may please go for the flow, Prabhu. If nothing from me.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for explaining the differences and especially emphasizing about the doing bhakti in tattva. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Not? Okay. We'll go with the shloka.